Yay! Q&As!
I don't squat when I pee.
You don't? You sure
No,
about that?
I'm positive about that.
Tony seems to think otherwise.
I'm nowhere near like your neighbor where you can fucking hear it a mile away, but...
Yeah, man, it's creepy shit. It's the only downside. I've got concrete walls in my apartment complex, so I can't hear like the person next to me, or somebody has to be really, really loud for me to hear them, even up my upstairs neighbor.
Unless they're taking a piss.
Then I can hear it every time, and the toilet it's annoying as shit. All right, so Q&A time. Let's get started. At Myers Dillon, 1993, also known as Jericho Rocker, 1234. He likes to put numbers at the end of his name. Schleg Daddy, do you watch hockey? And if so, what's your take on the Blackhawks' amazing start to the season?
Are there any really like black athletes in hockey?
There are some.
It's very limited. It's very much a white man's sport.
Yes.
Therefore, I don't see it being really your sport, but.
Proceed. Well, this is kind of a thing similar to like when you talk about football. Black America's quarterback is not somebody like Michael Vick or Cam Newton or Colin Kaepernick. It's Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. It's the big, tall, white pocket passer. Like if you go into the suburbs, a lot of these kids, their favorite quarterback is a black mobile quarterback or whatever the case might be, or a white mobile quarterback, whatever the hell. But you ask a lot of Black America out there, they will tell you their favorite quarterback. They literally get hard thinking about watching either Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, but especially Peyton Manning. Kid you not, I guarantee. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you that Peyton Manning could walk through South Central L.A. and nobody would touch him except for wanting an autograph from him. Just saying. Do I watch hockey? I used to watch hockey a lot, especially back in the days when the Blackhawks really, really sucked. Back in the Alpo Suhonen days and the Dirk Graham days. Oh, and Mike Smith was the general manager. Terrible. I don't get to watch hockey as much. And it figures now the Blackhawks, after all those years, are finally good again. I don't get to watch them as much. Hopefully they win another Stanley Cup. See, at least Bill Wirtz died so that his team could win a championship. And maybe they'll win another one this year. And Official Bryce. Thoughts on Ebony adult star Misty Stone? Definitely in my top 10. Yes.
I know a white stripper named Monica Stone.
Wow. Just busting it out there. Jeez. Anyways.
You know her too.
Yeah, I do. At NUFC Muzzy, how many more WrestleManias do you think Undertaker will compete at? On top of this year.
On top of this year? I'm hopeful for 2 more. I'd be happy with 1. I think 30 is the end.
Ideally, maybe you would get 5 Mania matches out of him, so maybe WrestleMania 33 would be his last one. This year's maybe the last one. If it is, it's stupid anyways. At Blue Goblin 01, should WWE bring back the Lion's Den, and who could work a Lion's Den match now? Yes, they should, especially if you're trying to compete against the UFC in any way. You got Brock Lesnar. You definitely could start there. I could almost see like him and Triple H working a Lion's Den match.
At back?
No. Okay. Do you look at Ryback and see the possibility of having a good match? Like, well, it depends, I suppose. If you're Bret Hart, you'd probably rate the two the same. At Michael Gooch 7, which was more brutal? Or what was the more brutal Mick Foley match? Excuse me. The I Quit match at Royal Rumble 1999 or the street fight at Royal Rumble 2000? The I Quit match at Royal Rumble 99, of course, was the one that was featured on the Beyond the Mat documentary. The street fight at Royal Rumble 2000. Yeah. That was him and Triple H.
I'm going to go with the I Quit match.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. I'll go with the street fight at Royal Rumble 2000.
Because, I mean, the I Quit match, you have trouble finding it on YouTube because most of the links get taken down.
So that's the reason it's a more brutal match?
Yeah, they don't want you to watch it. At least in my opinion.
Oh, God. What goes on in Mike World sometimes? That's what I want to know.
Awesome stuff.
Something goes on there. At Nevets, or Nevets 182, whatever. What do you think of the New Age Outlaws versus Team Hell No at Mania? Give us a 4-way. Throw Road Scholars, throw the Dancing Hippo Bears in there. You got a really good tag match.
I think WWE was a little surprised at the reaction that the New Age Outlaws got.
I don't think it should be.
I don't think they should be, but I think they were. I think
you're right.
I think they're like, well, we'll just bring these guys out, and they're like, oh shit, we have something here.
Damn it, they're not supposed to cheer that much. Now we're gonna use them again. What the fuck? At B_Jaminets, would you have liked to have seen a Paul Heyman and Paul Bearer promo? Maybe like a Paulie Dangerously and Percy Pringle one more so. That would have floated my boat a little bit more. Yeah, sucks about Paul Bearer too.
Yes,
very much so. At Real Ziggy 23, and any of you wondering why didn't we do a tribute video for Paul Bearer? I don't know. I'm sorry. It's not out of disrespect for him. Maybe it's something we'll touch on in the Raw review. We'll go into it at length for a little bit there. At Real Ziggy 23, why does Mike, the artist formerly known as Mr. Rout, hate Christian so much? And what is your favorite Edge match?
My favorite Edge match is probably when he took down John Cena and got the belt from him. Just out of the fact that I like the fact that Edge won. And the reason that I don't like Christian is while I do consider Christian a good ring worker, I've just never been a fan of his promos, and he works the same match style, and he just doesn't look like he's anything special to me. He's just one of those guys that I look at, and I just don't see it.
Or is it the fact that in order to like him, you might have to like Edge a little bit less, and you don't like the
that
fact
has
that
nothing to do
he's
with
trying to rip off Edge? You've called him Edge Light many times.
I know, because he wants to be like Edge, and I'm sorry, but Edge is the more over guy out of the two of them.
Well, easily.
No, if we're talking Christian back when he was in TNA, a little more acceptable. But
at WSG, did you see the new Bible miniseries on the History Channel?
No.
Will I ever watch it? I love history, and I'll go back and watch a lot of that stuff. But yeah, we'll skip.
Don't you already have one Bible, and that's the Book of God? Do you really need another Bible?
Well, that's that's the thing is that it's not an official version of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the official telling. I want to watch a 24-hour straight documentary. Narrated in this type of voice.
By Morgan Freeman?
No, even Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman would be the actor that played Triple H while Triple H was narrating.
Okay.
Imagine how cool it would be. He'd be like, and on the 7th day, I said, What'd you say? I said, And that was it. Works for me.
Short show.
Well, for 24 hours straight. At Baller B. Scott. Would Monte Teo be a good first-round pick for the Bears? No. If the Bears take a defensive player in the first round, they are fucking dumb dicks, period. At Tom's Hartnell, and to answer your question, I think Teo ends up going in the second round at this point. Stock could change, but right now I still think he's a second-round pick. At Tom's Hartnell, he isn't being brought up enough by WWE, but do you think adorable Adrian Adonis will ever get his place in the Hall of Fame? Perhaps.
Gary has a spot.
Why not Adrian Adonis? At John Owned Bill, will the Schleg Daddy ever fight another deck collector? And what was the conclusion of the last fight? I'm sure at some point in time I'll run into another one. As far as the conclusion of the last fight, there's not much you could really do against them, unfortunately. They're such a scam that even like when you look for the officially listed address, it's not. If you've ever watched the movie Boiler Room, it's kind of a takeoff of it in terms of how they run their operation. So, you never know. At Luis Roulette, your thoughts on the rumors that Linda McMahon is trying again in 2014 for the Senate. Luis Roulette, she can't run for Connecticut Senate in 2014 because those seats were already up for election in 2010, 2012. You're talking about the House of Representatives.
It doesn't surprise anyone.
No, I mean, she's
going to lose it again, but
House race she might actually win. Because House race is based off of the individual congressional district. It's not a statewide election. So, if she does, she could be in if she's in a more conservative area of Connecticut, then she has a chance. She really does. I'm surprised she isn't running for governor, but again, that would be a statewide race, and she probably would lose that too. House race would be much cheaper. She'd probably only have to spend $15 or $20 million this time to win it. Yeah, spending $20 million for a 2-year job. How stupid. Who does that? Who?
People who think that they need to have a better public personality.
Who? If there's one question above all else that I could ask Vince McMahon right now, I would literally look at him dead in the eye. The only question wouldn't even be wrestling related. $100 million, 2 losses in a democratic state. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. Don't tell me you do. I know more about it than you do, Vince. What the fuck are you doing? Tell your wife to get the hell out of politics unless she wants to be a city councilman or something like that.
Well,
they clearly don't understand. It's emblematic of the Republican Party's problems nationally. They don't understand how the election works.
Well,
And
here's
they don't
the thing.
understand.
Vince has his own little WWE universe, and he's trying to give his wife something that she can have control over.
I don't fucking get it. I mean, it's beyond good business sense, and it's just ridiculous and moronic, and there's no argument to support it. It flat out is stupid. At OTR Soldier XD, rank the in-ring skills of these guys from 1 to 5. Austin Aries, Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose. Now I'll go 5 to 1 or best to worst.
Let's go best to worst.
Okay, your number 1 is
Austin Aries.
I'll go AJ Styles. Number 2.
Dean Ambrose.
I'll go Austin Aries. Number 3.
Seth Rollins.
I'll go Dolph Ziggler. Number 4.
Dolph Ziggler.
Seth Rollins. Number 5.
AJ Styles.
Dean Ambrose.
I'm prefacing this with the fact that I haven't seen a lot of AJ Styles matches.
Okay, there you go.
I'm prefacing this after the fact, but...
Dear Michael, how dare you not say AJ Styles is one of the greatest...
And you know what? I may watch some AJ Styles matches just to see, and maybe then my ranking will change.
Yeah, that's a very subjective thing. I mean...
See my Dolph Ziggler rating? I haven't seen Dolph in a really good match in a long time. He's a good guy to go out there and do the job for other people.
That's basically it. It's very one-dimensional. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to make you look good, and then,
Which we need that in people, but probably not your Money in the Bank winner.
Once he cashes in Money in the Bank, though, boy, he's never
To
going
the moon!
At Parliament Funk, who was a wrestler that honestly scared you as a kid? Mine was Meng. Haku would probably scare you as an adult. Let's not shit ourselves here. A wrestler that scared me as a kid. Anybody that scared you as a kid? Other than saying somebody like Jake the Snake Roberts, he was more of like just creepy and weird. At times he scared me. At times he was kind of scary.
I'd go Kane.
As a kid, though? Were you a kid when Kane? If you want to talk about like King Kong Bundy, one that scared me as a kid was Dino Bravo every time they put his sorry ass on TV.
Maybe Andre the Giant a little bit, just because I was a big Hogan mark.
Big intimidation factor with him, no question about it. At RockFools_, who'd win in a fight between the teams of Triple H, the Maddox, Alex Riley, Psycho Sid, and Sin Cara versus the Children of the Corn? Which of those teams has God on it? And then you throw in...
You're just like stacking the odds.
Yeah, no, not even close. Not even close.
There's only like 5 or 6 Children of the Corn movies, and the Children of the Corn always lose.
And they don't have Triple H. At Disco Ben, also known as Nebek Sid, who would benefit most from a win at a Big 4 pay-per-view? Dolph Ziggler. At D_word14, what's the worst storyline in wrestling history? The invasion angle! Sucked dick! If they want their questions answered in future Q&As, what do?
Go to Twitter, get an account, send your question at Off the Rope Show.
And we'll do our best to answer it in a future Q&A. Maybe tomorrow, maybe 3 weeks from now.
Maybe never.
So be patient.